You might be aware that our government here in Australia are trying to push through a new bill that they have titled the Communications Legislation Amendment, Combating Misinformation and Disinformation. It sounds nice and virtuous, doesn't it? But what it's going to do is it's going to give even more power to the useless bureaucrats at the Australian Media and Communications Authority and the Office of the E-Safety Commissioner. Yes, that is the office that's run by Julie Inman-Grant. Obviously, they frame the whole thing as some sort of protecting children and vulnerable people campaign, but in reality, it's a frightening example of how much they wish to control us, and no doubt it will be misused by them. I was told last night that some people are struggling to submit a response to Parliament to express their opposition to the bill, and I hope I can help with that in this video. So what we're going to do is we're going to look together at the Bin the Bill website, and there's a lot of good information to help you on that. We'll then create an account on the My Parliament website. Now, if you don't do that, you can't submit your response. We'll then have a look at writing your statement and how we save that as a PDF, which I'm told is particularly the point that people are struggling with. Now, I've not gone through this myself yet, so we'll discover together how difficult it is. And then the fourth thing we'll do is we'll just go through submitting your statement via the government's portal. So this is the Bin the Bill website, which you can find at binthebill.info. I'll flash that up on the screen for you. This has got brilliant information to get you started. This was put together by Fran and Crypto Wizard, so thanks a lot, guys, for putting in the effort to put this together. They've put a countdown clock on the landing page here, so you only got 5 days and 9 hours left to submit your response to this bill. I would suggest not leaving it to the final day, because it's likely that you will hit a few hurdles, and you want to just leave a little bit of time so you can overcome those hurdles when they do come along. So you can scroll down through the landing page to find all the different information, or you can jump to different sections by using these links at the top. So you've got the Find My MP, and they'll push you to a link there that takes you to all the different MPs, and you'll get their email addresses as well, I think, from that. And you'll also have this section, Find Your Senator. So in Victoria, I've got all of these ones, and I could email them if I chose to. We've also got these sample letters and an example template, and you can take this text, you can copy and paste this into your own Word document and do as you please with it. Obviously, remember just to change the senator's name if you're emailing a senator directly. And if you use this one over here, and I used this one on mine, you can personalize it. Make sure to take some of this text out, which isn't relevant. It's just there to guide you. And here are some examples that they've put in. You just pick and choose what you would want to put in your letter to either to Parliament or to a senator if you're writing to a senator. Some great advice here. Please personalize your email. Email campaigns that are copy-pasted are much less effective. Remember to stay positive while expressing your concerns. Great advice there. I don't always stay positive when I'm interacting with some of these politicians. I sometimes lose my shit, and I know it's not the best way to approach them. And as we scroll further down, there are some more examples of quotes which might inspire you, things you can put in your letter to your senators. Alright, so to start the process, they've got a nice handy link for us here, lodge your submission before 30th September. We'll click on that link. That'll take us to the Parliament of Australia, and you've got all this information about the bill, and you can read all of that. What we're going to do on the right hand side, we're going to go upload submission, but it's not quite as easy as that. We're going to get to this page about lodging submissions. So let's just assume that we've not done this before, and we need to create a My Parliament login. Let's click on this link, see where it takes us. Okay. So you're going to have to fill in this form to create your account, which I'm going to do, but I'll blur out my details. Okay, we've completed the form. We press Create Account, and it will send us an email. So I'll come back once I've got that email. Okay, so it shouldn't take too long. It was about 30 seconds and I got the email. I'll flash it up on screen what it looks like. You click the link in that email and it brings you to this page to confirm that your registration is complete. And from here, you can click on this link over here to go to the login screen. And on the login page, we just put in our email address and the password, if you can even remember it. And then you press login. All right, so we clicked that link on our email and it brought us into our logged in Parliament account here. So I'm jumping now over to the Word document where I've typed up my response, or I copied the template that was on the website and made my changes. At the end of this, just for fun, I'll read my response out for you. But for the moment, we want to get this into a PDF format. So we've already got this saved to our computer. If you've not already done that, do that, please. So what we're going to do is go to File, and we're going to go Save As, and we're going to just browse a location. And we're going to change Save As Type. We're just going to save it as a PDF. Press Save, and that saves it as a PDF document. And that is the document that we will use to lodge the response on the Parliament's website. So I'll just show that one again. So I've got my Word document open. You just go File, Save As, Browse, and then you'll navigate to where you want to save it on your computer. And you can type whatever you want as its file name. You can call it version 2 or whatever you want to call it. But the file type, you'll change it from Word document to PDF, press Save, and that's going to give you a nice clean PDF. I should have said earlier as well, try to keep this to like a single page. If you give them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 pages, they'll probably just put it in the bin. They don't want that. They want something really short and concise that they can read quickly. All right, we're ready to submit our response to the Parliament website. Now, it took me a lot of navigating and messing around to figure out where to go from the login page once we had logged in. I found a much easier way for us to do this. So make sure first of all that you're logged in to the Parliament of Australia website using that login that we created earlier on. Next, go to the Bin the Bill website, back to that page we showed you at the start. And from here, click this link again, the Lodge Your Submission, which brings you to the actual bill that we're talking about. Now this time, when we hit Upload Submission, it should know that we are already logged into the website, and rather than take us through hey, you need to set up an account, it'll actually take us to where we can just upload this submission. And it does. And what we do here, we'll see it's already selected the correct bill for us. So you make sure this is selected. Communications Legislation Amendment, Combating Misinformation and Disinformation Bill 2024. And from here, we scroll all the way to the bottom, press Next, and then we hit Next, and it says, this is you're making a submission. This is a personal submission. And then you get to fill in these details. Okay, I've typed in my details. I'll blur this out, obviously, and I'll hit the Next button. The next part is they're asking you if you are okay with you having your document published on their website, if they choose to do that. I don't care if they do, so yeah, I'm saying yeah, you can publish my document in my name. You can choose to keep your name private, or you can say no, I don't want it published at all. Press Next. Okay, so now we get to submit the document, and it appears that they do accept Word documents, which I was told they didn't. That's why we went through the PDF process, but we'll see if it lets us upload. So upload files, we'll take that PDF and we'll press open, and that loads it into there. Now something important here, if you included your name in the document, but then in the previous screen you said you didn't want your name to be published online, then it's going to be online, because they won't publish your name as you've submitted your name to them, but because it's in your document. So if you don't want to be known, just tick the third box, just to be safe. But like I said, I don't care. They can have my name. They can plaster all of their website. Call me all the names under the sun. I don't give a damn. Okay, and that's it. Submitted. Me. What a palaver. So yeah, they did make you jump through a few hoops to get this thing submitted. This is typical of the machinery of government. I've seen it before. It does, whether it's by design or just through incompetence, it does put up barriers to people submitting these responses, and I'm hoping that I can edit this video to cut out all my errors, and so it makes it look easier and show you the best path from start to finish. But it wasn't as easy as it should have been. I mean, this complexity, it keeps so many government employees employed. The overly engineered processes they all operate to. That's why it keeps growing and growing and growing. That's why we're in this mess. Something else you can do once you've done your submission is you can go to YouTube and you can type in I malcontent. And you can go to his channel and you can stop that. You can press the subscribe button and you can go through all the videos and you can like them all, write lots of comments against them. If you don't like them, you can tell me how much you hated the video. Alright, so as I promised, we'll finish the video just with me reading my letter out, just to give you an idea of what you can do. To whom it may concern, I'm writing in relation to the Communications Legislation Amendment Combating Misinformation and Disinformation Bill 2023. Now, I think I've just noticed a typo. Should have been 2024, but I've submitted it anyway, so it doesn't matter. My first concern is that the public have been given a short amount of time in which to review the proposed bill and submit their support or opposition to it. My instinct tells me that this is by design, as it increases the chance of the bill being passed with limited opposition from the public. My subsequent concerns can be summed up in the following dot points. Under the proposed bill, the government and the mainstream media are exempt, meaning that they can spread false information without consequences. Politicians and government workers are human and are therefore influenced by their biases and are susceptible to corrupt behaviour. This bill will give these people complete power over deciding what information is deemed to be true or false. This bill would give a frightening level of power to the bureaucrats within the Australian Communications and Media Authority, the ACMA, who already misused their budget of over $120 million a year. The Office of the E-Safety Commissioner, which is a sub-department of the ACMA, is particularly wasteful, as demonstrated by Julie Inman-Grant's extravagant spending of taxpayer money on her overseas trips. This bill will be used to justify more funding to these departments and more junkets abroad for senior management. I note that those in support of the bill use phrases like, "This will protect children." This in itself is an abhorrent untruth. Let me end by sharing examples of misinformation and disinformation coming from our government or the public service. It was discovered recently that the ABC added gunshot sounds to helmet cam footage from Afghanistan. This disinformation manipulates public opinion, yet under the new bill, the ABC would not face any action. Our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, was recently caught spreading fake news on X, claiming that other political parties wanted to stop people from buying a home. The PM would be protected and continue to be free to spread this disingenuous propaganda under the proposed bill. Politicians, government departments and the mainstream media repeatedly said that COVID-19 vaccines were safe and effective, yet we were never told the definition of safe and effective. What was the level of injury and death that fell within the government's acceptable limits? The new bill would not have stopped these organisations from spreading this harmful information on the safety and effectiveness of COVID-19 vaccines. Just on that last dot point of mine about the COVID-19 misinformation, on the ACMA's own website, when they go to explain what misinformation is, they actually say misinformation can pose a risk to people's health and safety as well as to society more generally. We have seen this with misinformation about COVID-19 vaccines. Now, obviously, they're referring to people who were sceptical about the vaccine, not the government who are pushing the vaccine. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helps and good luck with your submissions.